Our dedicated staff is ready to work for you. Artbeat specializes in custom apparel. Call us or order online. Free shipping nationwide. Custom printed shirts are our specialty, and we make sure you get exactly what you want. Bring in your own design or let our team create one for you. Promote your business, event, or club with pens, caps, bottles, mugs, and more.
Creating cool since 1985.
What's up? Focus, focus, focus up. I'm talking to you, Dave DeRocher. You are an absolute all-star. He's on Hawk Talk on the NGBN TV network. I spent a week with him at the Super Bowl on Media Row. No big deal. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But this guy is a mover, a shaker. He's a Seahawk, so that's a great thing, number one. And he just was a hustler. He was all over the place. Couldn't have done Super Bowl week without him. So shout out to Dave DeRocher. What's up? My name is Chris Rubio, host of The Rubio Method. You're watching us right now. This is episode 52. Make sure you pause if you need to. You don't need to because we're live, but you need to download on Roku, Apple Fire, not Apple Fire, Amazon Fire, Google Play. I'm excited for Apple because it's coming, I think, any day now, they're telling us. You can also watch on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. We're all over the place live right now. So make sure you're telling someone, hey, don't forget Rubio's on right now. I want to go yell at him about this. Because remember, you just go to NGBN TV, click on the Rubio Method. There's going to be a yellow sweatshirt. Just looks just like this. I think Chastity or Jenna put it on. And so you just click on it and you're going to be able to go in the background. Jenna, or her name is Chastity, they're going to talk to you and say, hey, where are you from? What's your name? What do you want to talk about? And you could say, I want to talk about sprinklers. I want to talk about chocolate sauce. I don't care. What's going on, Sheila Willis? Joshua Calkins, focus on you right now. I'm focused. You better be focused as well. Rubio, what do we got talking today? Why am I talking to myself in the third person? I don't know, but I kind of like it. All right. 3 easy tips to rekindle your love life. Ooh, Monaghan getting frisky coming Valentine's Day tomorrow. Signs through the brain and eyes about Alzheimer's. That's got to be the talk. Game time, AC? More like overtime for you, my man. Media Row at the Super Bowl. I got lots of stories for you guys. VLT. You don't know what that means now, but you will in probably about 15 minutes. Just be yourself. This is from one of the largest men you'll ever see in your life. I've got a picture that you're going to absolutely love. The best smelling musk of a man. This guy smelled so good. It was intoxicating in one of the most amazing ways ever. AC got to interview him, and I was just jealous. I gave this guy like 9 hugs and told him how fantastic his musk was. Don't judge a book by its cover. There's a guy named JuJu Gotti we're going to talk about that I had no idea who the hell he was, and he left me the most inspirational moments of the entire week. He was better to me than any athlete, and we saw some phenomenal athletes. This guy was absolutely amazing, and we're going to show you some clips of him. The movie theater experience. Is it even worth it? The best road trip snacks. The art of appreciating and supporting all of that and much, much more on episode 52 of The Rubio Method. Jenna? I'm out. Focus. Focus up. I'm talking to you, Chevy and Nasty, on The Ride tonight on NGBN TV at 10 p.m. Pacific time. I know it's late. Trust me, it's well worth it. It's an hour show. Wink, wink, because for some reason these guys get talking, Chevy, and they will go overtime. AC loves overtime. AC just said JuJu Gotti did not big time us. No, he did not. AC, I'm going to talk about you getting big time too, because you're still emotionally scarred from it, even though we had an online therapy session that fixed the entire thing with the onslaught of Big O. Speaking of therapy sessions, it's time for a minute with Monaghan. Jenna, what does he have for us this week?
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another awesome Minute with Monaghan. And today we are doing one that I really like. And because we're in February, that means love. Fellas, we are talking about love. Yes, we are talking about love, especially with our partners. And a lot of times as men, our lives get busy. We're focused on what we have to do. And sometimes our partners tend to fall to the wayside. So today we're talking about 3 easy tips to rekindle your relationship with your loved one. Number 1 is go on evening walks together. I know it sounds crazy. My wife and I do it. It's so much fun. Puts away all the distractions next to you, and you can just talk to each other while doing something. Makes it super easy. Number 2 is take time to dive into each other's interests, right? If there's something that your wife is really interested in, man, go ahead and ask her about it, or do the activity that she's super interested in, or watch the show that she's super interested in. It doesn't have to be something that you maybe necessarily really like, but it probably means a lot to your wife or your whoever. And last but not least, this is advice that actually Rubio gave me, is go on a vacation with just your wife, just with you two. Leave the kids behind, get a babysitter. This could be for a weekend or just a day or two, but get off and be with each other, away from the family, spend time with each other, invest in each other, show each other that you love each other. Rubio gave me this advice and it is absolutely tremendous. So Rubio, I had to take one from your book, and that's 3 tips to help with your relationships.
Well, those are obviously the 3 best tips he's ever given, since one of them was from me. But let's just recap. Monaghan was phenomenal as always. Number 1, evening walks with significant other. Monaghan, I would have liked to know what if it's cold, because you live in Minnesota now. And what do you do when it's like -50? Do you still go out and walk? Do you just bundle up everyone and you're like what's it called? The kid from the Christmas Story, Ralphie, where you just can't even move? I would like to know that, number 1. Number 2, take time to dive into your significant other's interests. This one's rough, because my wife is all about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Atlanta, Beverly Hills. I think there's like 19 other spinoffs, and they're so bad. They're just so bad. So I try to watch, but I've got a strict rule. I cannot watch shows. No, Jenna. Yes, no to Housewives. It's where I can't stand. This is a pet peeve of mine. We're actually going to talk about this on Decades tonight at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, also on the NGBN network. That's going to be with Sub 60 Ed, AC, all those guys. I can't stand when people are speaking. Jenna, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. And they hold the last syllable when they're done talking. It's like, are you going to go to the store? What are you doing? All right, let's go out to eat. And on every one of those housewife shows, they all do that nonstop. And it drives me absolutely insane. That's number 1. I don't need a number 2. All right. So number 3, go on vacation with just your significant other. Yeah, that's a huge one. I know my wife and I have done that several times. I'll give Sandals Resorts a unsolicited plug. Very expensive, but very, very worth it. It's Sandals Resorts. If you don't know, they have vacation spots all over the place. Super, super nice, but kids are not allowed. I think maybe 1 or 2 of them are allowed, but they're just not allowed. And everyone loves their kids. I get it. Oh, Rubio, I can't leave my kid. Yes, you can. Okay, you can leave them for a couple of days. Send them with grandma, grandpa, a great babysitter, friends, family. We got a great group of friends and family where I live in Lewiston, so they're always willing to help out with Dame and Dale. But it really does. It recharges your batteries. Go do what you like to do if you like to kayak and all that stuff. Alex on Texas, no on Housewives as well. Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. Remember, if you guys want to come on the show with me, just go to ngbn.tv. Then click on the Rubio method. You'll see a yellow sweatshirt. It looks just like this gorgeous one right here. You click on it. They're going to bring you in the back, and you can talk to me about any topics that I'm talking about, or if you want to bring up something. Say, Rubio, how do you say caramel or caramel? I don't know. We'll talk about it. All right. If you want to argue with me, go ahead. I know a lot of people like to argue with me on YouTube Shorts and TikTok, and that's great. And if you want to step up to the plate and, like AC says, say it with your chest. Unstoppables is present. DB, what's up, my man? Pride of Michigan State. I just met you on, what was it? Friday, yeah. Big man, big heart. Love to see him. A great guy, great hugger too. Yeah, I judge a lot of people by their hugs, and he did a good one. He was belly button to belly button. That's my rule. And never be the first to pull away. That's my big thing. Jodis, the man with the 6'6" voice, but he's not 6'6", and it's still disturbing to me. I don't get it. Hell of a cook though. He can barbecue with propane, even if there's no propane. I'm not exactly sure how he finished that process. And since we were eating chicken and Family Farms LLC product, so delicious. I'm not sure how we finished it, but we did it. And no one got salmonella, so we're all here. Next up, we've got something from the Doc Connor Hogan. And a lot of people are asking, who the hell is this Doc Connor? Just some guy you like in Ireland with a great Irish accent? Well, number 1, yes. But number 2, he's the world-famous Dr. Connor Hogan. He's a world leader in high-performance mentality and best-selling author of The Gym Upstairs, The Neuroscience of Future Champions. If you have not read that book, it is phenomenal. And he does not write it above you. That's what a lot of times I'm afraid when I talk to him, he makes me feel dumber because he is so smart. He does sometimes when he talks to you. I get it. But the book, very, very well written. Chevy and Nasty, Real Housewives mentioned. LOL, I was introduced to this world in California next week. Chevy, I don't even know what you're saying. Are you doing voice to text again? We got to get you to sit down and text because you start rambling and God knows what the hell you're saying over time. He meant last week, Jenna. It's Chevy. He just goes, God love him, bless his heart. All right, so Jenna, Let's see what the doc has to say today.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone, Rubio, because there's actually not just a great song with those lines in it, there's also great wisdom in that, because the University of California has found out that if we are wondering about Alzheimer's, dementia, all those brain diseases that usually happen in later life, previous to that, we can now see symptoms coming forward through our eyes. Believe it or not, if we have blurry vision, or if indeed our writing or reading is becoming more difficult to do, these are signs now through the brain, and not just our eyes, but through the brain, that we may have these Alzheimer-like diseases later on in life. It's called Benson's syndrome. So, believe it or not.
Number one, Doc, I 100% believe it because you're talking about it. Number two, got to get that dementia thing fixed up. I know a lot of people that have family members that have gone through it. It's a really, really rough thing. And number three, did anyone notice Doc's hairdo? Absolutely phenomenal. How he had a little part and then it kind of did a little wave. My question, since obviously I'm not an expert on the subject, Jenna, maybe you can help me out. How do you do that wave? Did he put like a little, like a baby curling iron? Do dudes have curling irons? Like, how does it go where all of a sudden it gets like that little mini sub 60 tidal wave right there? How does that happen? I got to know if someone could chime in on the comments. Not a cowlick? No, cowlicks are in the back of your head. I don't think you can have a cowlick in the front of your head, can you? I don't know. Do I have a cowlick? Do bald people have cowlicks? Someone Google cowlick and see if bald people have it, or like once you start going bald, do you lose it all? Yeah, Jodis, overtime. We might need to do overtime on cowlicks because I don't know. I don't think you could have. Yeah, last time this week we were on Meteor Row in Vegas. Boom. Yes, we were. We were just, what day is this? Today's Tuesday. I was in California last week. This is Chevy. And we went to the sites of the, oh, no, you didn't. Oh my God. Okay, wherever you are in Canada, someone grab your man card and stomp on it. You met Lisa Vanderpumping. It's a big thing in that world. Ash wife. I know. I've gone to the little bar or restaurant in, I think it's Caesars, just to have a drink. And one drink was like $35 because it had the Vanderpumping on it. And I said, oh my God. But I do like Lisa. She's had a lot of work done, but not to the point where she looks like Kenny Rogers in a convertible coming out of a helicopter. She still looks pretty decent. She's like 65 or whatever, so she looks good. Well, Nana Mona says the flip. What the hell does that mean? Is that some sort of Canadian term? Am I getting Canadian right now? Am I getting big time Canadian style? On that note, we're going to come back and I'm going to tell you a little story about BLT. It's going to have you laughing. Jenna's going to hate it, and I don't even care. Jenna, I'm out.
You have been watching The Rubio Method, a show on the NGBN.TV network.
We cannot wait any longer. Men are in need of community, brotherhood, and a place to call home. The time is now, and that place is NGBN TV. Powered by men just like you, dedicated to launching a one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Our goal is to inspire, entertain, celebrate, educate, and support men. The NGBN TV sneak peek is launching January 29th. We need you on this journey with us. Ad rates at NGBN TV will never be this low again. So join our movement on NGBN.TV and contact us today. NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Coming January 29th.
Let's get going, gang.
Our dedicated staff is ready to work for you. ArtBeat specializes in custom apparel. Call us or order online. Free shipping nationwide. Custom printed shirts are our specialty, and we make sure you get exactly what you want. Bring in your own design or let our team create one for you. Promote your business, event, or club with pens, caps, bottles, mugs, and more.
Creating cool since 1985.
Take it away, Rubio.
Focus. Focus up. I'm talking to you, Mark and Diana Zagla, owner of A&B Foods. They were one of the sponsors for the Rubio Method going down to the Super Bowl on Media Row. They have 2 stores, one in downtown Lewiston, one up in the Orchards. They have one of the best meat and produce sections ever. One of the best things about them, you got family-friendly service in a smaller environment. So everything you have in the grocery store, just in a smaller place, so it's easier to navigate. And I've gone to them several times, and I said, I think one time I said, I need 6 tomahawk steaks. I want this big, blah, blah, blah. Within 3 days, boom, I had 6 tomahawks. They were absolutely phenomenal. So make sure you check out A&B Foods out in Lewiston, Idaho. They do a great, great job. Welcome back to episode 52. Obviously, you've downloaded this app on Roku, Amazon Fire, Google Play. Apple is coming soon, supposedly any minute. Could be happening right now. Or you can watch us on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. You guys are doing a great job of commenting. Make sure if you want to come on with me, go to ngbn.tv, click on the Rubio Method. You'll see a beautiful yellow sweatshirt with me on there. And we can talk about anything you want or talk about the topic. We're going to jump into some talk. Jim Scarano, Tuesdays with Rubio, all the way out in New Jersey. Very cold. You can have a calic in the front. Manager John has his in the front. Isn't he bald? Is he bald? I don't think that's true, AC. I need to see a picture. I think you're wrong. And you don't have a lot of hair, but you shave your head. But you're always wearing a hat. All right. First topic we're going to talk about is last week, as Brian Jodas, 6'5" boy, said, NGBN TV was at Media Row for the Super Bowl. For those that don't know what the Super Bowl is, wake up from your coma. For those that don't know what Media Row is, basically the entire week from Sunday all the way to Saturday, they put you in this big conference room. We were in Mandalay Bay. It was a massive conference room, and you set up these little booths. You have to be approved by the NFL. And you go on this, you get this little 12 by 12 area, and you can lock up interviews. You've got celebrities, athletes, people that wrote books, super agents. Lee Steinberg's walking around, people that are selling things, people that are not selling things, whatever, mostly just athletes, current athletes and past and present, former athletes. And you just sit down, you talk to them, say, hey, I want to talk to you about this. And they loved our booth because, not everyone knows what NGBN TV means until you kind of tell them about it. And you say, hey, man, we're a network for the men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. And we're all about helping their men's mental health. And they immediately go, whoa. That's a damn good idea. Tell me more. And then you sit down and you talk to them, and then you start to realize that everyone's behind this mission, just they didn't know it yet. From anyone, from Killebrew to Hollins to JuJu Gotti to the AIW wrestler, I think it was, that AC just absolutely loves. So let's talk about that. Number one, the week was exhausting. It was absolutely exhausting because we would leave the house at 7. We would start filming at 9, go straight until 4:30 or 5 p.m., grab something to eat, decompress a little bit, and then we started doing AC Sports Live in the Ride and Chevy and Nasty, basically like at 8:30 at night. So we were going until 10 or 11 at night, especially if we went overtime with Jodas and Chevy and Nasty. So it was exhausting. I was just talking to Jenna before the show. I didn't fully recover until about Saturday afternoon / Sunday morning because it was just so exhausting. Being on camera is one thing. I mean, just if you've ever been on camera for a certain amount of time, you got to be on. You got to be Rubio level 9. You can't take it to 10 because that's just off limits. And then, but with when you're not on, so say Jodas is on crushing it for Pick Up the Six Productions and doing his podcast and interviewing people. I'm doing this. I'm looking around trying to set up extra interviews or talk to people. And the worst part is, yes, I'm a football guy, but I don't know a lot of the current football players. I know all the Seahawks because that's the team I watch, go Hawks. And I know a lot of the old school guys, okay? But all the new school guys, I don't know. So I was just constantly pulling on an AC sweatshirt and saying, that guy, lavender fur coat, who the hell's that? And he'd say, oh, that's this guy. That guy, no shoes, who's that? Okay, that's this guy. So that's number one. Before we really kicked off the week, though, I think it was Monday or Tuesday night, I have to tell you a little story. Thanks, Janish. What's going on, big man? Janish was on my offensive line in high school. He was an absolute stud, mean human being, but I loved it. So we go to the store, Jenna and I, and Jodish's buddy. He gives us a ride because he's from California. And we come out of the store, and Jenna, who's a very fiery individual, if you don't know this. And Canadians are usually very polite human beings. I don't know if she's fully Canadian because she's got a lot of rage. And for some reason, she has a lot of rage towards me. And she's going to lie and say she doesn't, but she does. And I love it because she goes right back and forth with me. So all of a sudden she goes, hey, Rubio. She's got that Canadian accent. Did you see the VLT machine in there? And I look and I said, I don't know what a VLT machine is. And she goes, VLT. I said, Jenna, I don't know what that means. She goes, a VLT machine. And I said, Jenna, I don't know what that means. And then she proceeds to get decibels higher. VLT. And Jenna, You saying the letters over and over and over again does not make me understand. Can you please explain to me what the letters VLT mean? And she says, VLT. I go, Jenna, for the love of God, you say VLT again, and I'm just going to leave you here. So she proceeds to Google it because she didn't know what it was called either. So she's yelling at me for not knowing what a VLT is, but then she puts out, it's Video Lottery Terminal. It's a slot machine. It's a slot machine. Just say slot machine. Why do you have to be so high tech like the doc and say Video Lottery Terminal, VLT? Okay, so for everyone that's in America or doesn't want to get raged at by Jenna, a VLT is a Video Lottery Terminal, or as an American, you'd say slot machine. For some reason, they can't just say what we're saying. Maybe it's all the years of bad food. I don't know. I apologize. The next thing I want to talk about is AC getting big time. For those that don't know, AC is a host of AC Sports Live. He's going to be going on tonight at 8 p.m.? 8 p.m. or 9 p.m.? One of those, I think 9 p.m. And he's a great host, great show, and he knows a lot of athletes because he's from the LBC, Long Beach City. Tons of athletes come out of there, and AC knows them all. He knows a lot of people. Plus, he's played at UCLA with some greats like me and Jonathan Ogden. We'll talk about him later. So AC, you'd walk around, you see someone you know. You're like, hey, man, what's going on? How's it going? Is there any way I can grab you for a couple minutes? Just want to talk to you a little bit about men's mental health or whatever you want to talk about, whatever you're plugging. And they'd always say, yeah, I know, man. They dap him up going over there. They never showed up. So this happened one time, 2 times. By 2 times, AC, you could start to see his depression setting in because he thought he was big time, but he was getting big timed. And so this happened a 3rd time. By 3rd time, I'm the friend that's going to be there to console you, but I'm also going to be there to absolutely mock you and make fun of you because he kept getting big timed over and over and over. And I swear, I think he was probably 5 or 6 times he got big timed in a row. And then I had to have a therapy session with AC on live TV, telling him it's okay. We'll be able to get someone because he kept talking about Jonathan Ogden. Jonathan Ogden, I'll show you a picture of him later, is named Big O. He played at UCLA with us, probably the #1 offensive lineman in the history of the NFL. He was the first pick by the Ravens. He was the highest player in the NFL for, I think, a couple of years. And that is extremely rare for a lineman. Just think about that. Quarterbacks, wide receivers. Jonathan Ogden, Big O, was the highest paid player over all those guys. So AC's got him on speed dial. Like, hey, man, can you come out Tuesday? Yeah, I'll be there. Big timed him. Wednesday. Yeah, I'll be there. Big timed him again. So AC's going into deep, deep, dark depression. And so I'm trying to bring him up, yet still mock him and kind of make fun of him. So it turns out Big O broke the big time streak and came on and did a great, great interview. It's on Thursday. I think it's right around noon Pacific time. I'll try to find some clips for it, and we're going to start cutting those up. I know Jenna's going to be on that. But it was great, great, great. As we're talking about AC, he stayed strong. And the thing with the example was he went to a friend. AC says, it'll never happen again. We will schedule everyone. Even Nana Mona will be on the schedule. Yeah, Nana Mona. Great fan. She watched more NGBN TV than we did, and we even FaceTimed her at night, and she was still going strong. So shout out to Nana Mona. AC is still a little butthurt, as you can tell. AC at one point interviewed someone named Jonathan Levine. I had no idea who this was. He's a soccer player. Jenna, can you post the picture of Jonathan Levine with AC? Okay, Jonathan's the guy on the left. AC's the guy on the right with the hat backwards, the glasses, all that. So Jonathan Levine, decent looking human being. He's a good looking guy. He starts doing this interview, and I'm walking around. You take it off now, Jenna. I come back. I'm scouting out who I think I know and all that. I come back around, and his publicist is right behind me. They always have a publicist with them to say, like, okay, you got 2 minutes left. Here's what here's the talking points to make sure you ask Jonathan about this. And I'm sitting there, and I'm 6 feet from Jonathan Levine, a foot from Jenna. The media or the press person or a publicist is right next to me. And I go, but not in a bad way. Like, there's a scent going through my nose that was unicorns and sunshine and clouds and rainbows and Santa and pizza and chocolate and lavender. And I go, and me being me, I literally just look at the publicist and I go, is that you that smells so damn good? And I lean into her, I go, and she goes, no, it's not me. I just have my normal whatever she puts on. And I go, is it him? And she goes, I think so. He just took a shower like 30 minutes. So they did a little commercial. I walk over to him, and this dude smelled the best that I've ever smelled a human being. You've all smelled like babies. and they smell good, but it's like the baby powder / lotion smell, and they smell good. And you smell a girl where they have got like perfume, but you know it's perfume. And then you've even smelled a dude where you walk by and you're like, decent cologne. It's like Drakkar Noir in like 1991 or whatever, okay? Or you've even walked by like the smell of fresh cut grass or bacon or barbecue or whatever like that. It was, Jenna even says, it was magical. So finally, I walked up to this dude after the interview. I go, come here. And I leaned like right into his neck, which was a little odd because he was shorter than me, but I didn't even care. And AC, you could tell, was taken back. And I go, is that you? That smells so beautiful? Sub 60 says, of course you do. HR would love me. I know they would love me. And they'd have me on auto dial. So I leaned into this guy, and it was awkward, but I didn't even care. And his musk was so great that I literally said to him, and now tell me if this is weird or if I went over the edge. I really don't care because I still did it, and I did it multiple times. I go, I want to make love to your musk. I want bigger nostrils right now. These are exact quotes. I want bigger nostrils right now so your musk could infiltrate my brain for the rest of my life. And he kind of laughed, and his publicist is roaring with laughter. She goes, what are you talking about? I go, smell him. I go, there's something about him. And I don't know if it's like an animal instinct where maybe certain people smell better than certain people. Because Jenna said it was magical. AC didn't have too much a comment on it. Maybe because I think he was a little nervous and shy because I was overtaking it. I don't care. Or maybe he thought he was going to get big time again by the scent. But this dude's smell was so great. And Jim Scarano says the whole segment was so odd. I think it was odd for you, Jim, because you weren't there. It was absolutely phenomenal. Was I smelling him on TV? Maybe I blacked out. I don't even know the camera was still going. But it was so good. And I even talked about that. I finally, when he had to leave, it was a sad moment for me. I gave him a hug, and I was like kind of rolling around in the mud with him a little bit. So his musk would get onto my yellow sweatshirt, and it stayed there for a while. But unfortunately, I did have to wash it. But it made him and his publicist feel good. So am I wrong for doing that? I don't know. Do I care? No. Would I get written up by HR for that? I don't think so. That's a sub 60 ed question. I don't deal with HR, so I have no idea. But I thought it was great. We're going to go to one more interview segment, and then we're going to go to commercial after the Big O. So AC finally got Big O. Okay. Jenna, can you please post the picture of Big O? Now, mind you, I am not a small human being. I'm a solid 6'2", possibly 6'3", if my back is loosened up. Look at the size of this man. He's all of 6'9", okay, now, multi-millionaire, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. Now, keep the picture up there, Jenna. I want you to look at this is what always gets me with big athletes, okay? Yes, the size is freakish. He's a large man. I get it. My head is huge, okay? I can't wear a normal hat. Look at Big O's head. And the thing is that the head, it's filled with brains. The dude got like a 1580 out of 1600 on his SAT. He went to the classes at UCLA. He was an absolute freak. So he was a freak athletically and academically. So what's the deal? Are some people just blessed like that? Because during spring ball, spring football is basically from August to December, January if you get into a good bowl game. Then they give you a month or two off, and then you do spring ball. Spring ball is basically, it's in the spring. I know it's a tricky concept. And it's March or April, May, not May. I don't think we ever went to May. And here, Charles Schultz, hold on. Like an ex-girlfriend sent lingering on a pillow. Rubio was refusing to wash his sweater. I'm more upset that I didn't get like an extra shirt, something that I didn't have to wear, and just rub it all over this guy's neck, chest, wrist, or whatever, because then I could have just hung it and maybe put it in a jar. Would that work? Where I could put it in like a mason jar, put a lid on it. And so I would have this guy's musk forever. His publicist loved it so much. She was laughing so hard, like little tears were coming out, that she goes, can you say all that again off of my camera? And I did. I said, I want to make love to his musk. My nostrils, I wish they were 4 times the size so I can inhale as much of that as possible. So I did a 30-second commercial for, I'm hoping that Jonathan Levine, he's a soccer player out of Mexico. I'm hoping he comes out with a cologne because I'm going to Costco and I'm just buying a trough of it. And I'm just going to bathe in it every single day. As you can tell, I'm a little obsessed with this guy's musk. My only hope is that you guys all get to meet him because, number one, he's a cool dude, nice guy. And I'm not even a soccer guy, and I was paying attention. But his musk, my God. He could be on like silent films. He doesn't even need to talk. Just let that musk spray about. Anyway, back to Big O. He is who he is. Jennifer, you could pull up that picture again real quick. I'm sorry for having to do this to you. The guy's worth millions, possibly hundreds of billions. I'm dressed better than this guy. He's got like a Hall of Fame shirt that I know he got for free. It looks like an Old Navy sweatshirt, which I love Old Navy. They got great products. He's got some, I would assume he's got to buy custom jeans because I don't know what the hell size those are. And I think he was wearing Vans. He was wearing Vans. And the thing is that if you don't know Big O, he's the exact same dude that he was when we used to hang out with him in 95, 96. It's almost bizarre that he's someone who's got that much money and that much clout. He's number 61 on the list of top NFL players. Rubio, I even have yellow shoelaces. Yes, I do. Of course not, Amona. I got to be head to toe. He was number 61. He is a large human, sub 68. My goal in life is for you and Big O to hang out together. I mean, Old Navy Online, Roberson, I taught you that trick. Old Navy Online, unbelievable deals. That's a shout out to them as well. But Big O, he is who he is. He refuses to change, and he is real. That's one of the best qualities you can have about who you are and what you want to do and what you want to be is refusing to change. You are who you are. If people like you, they like you. If they don't like you, they don't like you. I remember one time my grandfather used to say, Christopher, big, powerful man. He used to say, hey, Christopher, if you find out someone doesn't like you, that's fantastic. And I'd say, Grandpa, why? And I was like 7 years old. Because if they don't like you, you don't have to spend any time trying to like them. They're never going to like you. You could spend all your life trying to get them to like you, but you're an acquired taste. They're an acquired taste. Let them not like you. You just focus on the people that you want to hang out with and that you associate with and that you can run with as well. And I thought that was great advice. And he was full of advice. This was the same man who, when I was like 6, was teaching me to eat spaghetti. And he would say, put a spoon in this hand, a fork in this hand, and you twirl 3 times of your spaghetti, and then you take it to your mouth. I was like 5 or 6 or 7 or something like that. I said, Grandpa, why only 3 times? He said, any more than that, you're an asshole. Great advice, Grandpa. On that note, Jenna, I'm out.
You have been watching The Rubio Method, a show on the NGBN.TV network.
We cannot wait any longer. Men are in need of community, brotherhood, and a place to call home. The time is now, and that place is NGBN TV. Powered by men just like you, dedicated to launching a one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Our goal is to inspire, entertain, celebrate, educate, and support men. The NGBN TV sneak peek is launching January 29th. We need you on this journey with us. Ad rates at NGBN TV will never be this low again. So join our movement on NGBN.TV and contact us today. NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Coming January 29th.
Let's get going, gang.
Our dedicated staff is ready to work for you. ArtBeat specializes in custom apparel. Call us or order online. Free shipping nationwide. Custom printed shirts are our specialty, and we make sure you get exactly what you want. Bring in your own design or let our team create one for you. Promote your business, event, or club with pens, caps, bottles, mugs, and more.
Creating cool since 1985.
Take it away, Rubio.
Focus up. I'm talking to you, the Newmeyer family out in Lewiston, and the owner of Smart Fitness in Lewis Clark Valley. They do a great job. They were also one of our sponsors for the Super Bowl in Media Row. They did great. They have one of the best facilities I've seen, not just in the Lewis Clark Valley, but all over. Friendly, clean saunas, 30 bikes in their biking class. They have online and virtual classes, sauna, protein and shake bar. Check them out. Smart Fitness, Newmeyer family, great family. They actually live just like 4 houses up from me on the other side. They've got 3 young boys as well. Hopefully one of them is going to be a long snapper. Welcome back to episode 52 of the Rubio Method. My name is Chris Rubio. Make sure you're downloading on Roku, Amazon Fire, Google Play. You can also watch on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Make sure you share and subscribe. Jenna, do we still have Micah from TrueX? I want to talk to him a lot about fishing. Bring him on. Bring him on right now. So now we've got Micah from TrueX. And what's going on, man? Where are you at? Well, I can see you. Where are you at?
I'm in my studio right now. I I'm in Alabama outside.
Where in Alabama? I've been to Alabama. Is it humid right now?
No, it's a little chilly. Yeah, it's about 40 degrees and wind's blowing. Sitting here smoking a cigar.
Okay. What's your plan for today?
So I'm going to try to get ready. We have a major league tournament tomorrow for Rich. So he's doing the Toyota series.
Okay.
So we're going to try to go out there and do some filming and just get ready for this week.
Tell us a little bit about TrueX Outdoors.
So TrueX Outdoors is an outdoor show, not only featuring, fishing and hunting, but we're hiking, we're going metal detecting, and we also have a new dirt track racing show, and that's going to be coming out here in the next couple months. So we're really excited about that.
Is that on motorbikes or side by sides?
It's in cars, so it's kind of like NASCAR, but it's on the dirt.
Wow.
So it's gonna be big.
Do you guys ever talk about Alabama food? Because I know food in the South is a whole separate level. It's so much better than Canadian food.
Well, that's all I know is Alabama food. I mean, we fry everything. We fry okra, we fry tomatoes, we fry Oreos. I mean, come on now.
Chastity says biscuits and chocolate gravy. Good God.
Yeah, man, that's our snack right there.
Chicken and dumplings. I've never had chicken and dumplings. Everyone always tells me about it.
I don't like chicken dumplings.
Micah, were you able to watch NGBN last week when we were on the Super Bowl?
I wasn't. No, last week, yeah, for sure.
What'd you think?
That was awesome. I wish I was there. I was ready to buy a ticket and just come and hang out with y'all.
Micah, we got a question coming in from Scarano. Are bass in pre-spawn mode down there? What does that even mean? Translate.
Man, I'm not the fisherman. Rich is the fisherman, but yes, I have heard him saying that they're in pre-spawn right now.
So Scarano, Micah is not the fisherman, okay?
Sorry.
But he said yes. He's heard him say pre-spawn mode. I'm guessing that's They're going to start making out with each other.
Oh yeah.
And having kids.
Yep.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, hopefully a new personal best records.
What's the biggest thing you've hunted and got?
So a deer. I love a deer hunt. Recently shot a 140-inch buck. Rich was able to kill harvest. That's what we like to say is harvest.
Yeah.
A 204-inch buck. So this thing had 21 points. It was a monster buck.
Okay, now translate for everyone that doesn't live in Idaho or Alabama. 204 inches mean what?
So it's just the length in inches of the antlers.
Okay.
So you individually, count those points.
Okay, then when you say 21 points, what does that mean?
So like an 8-pointer, they have your main beam coming out and then it's going out, with points. So if you see antlers, that's what we're talking about, points.
Okay.
Does that make
Micah,
sense?
it makes sense. What's your advice for people that are just getting into hunting?
So growing up, my parents didn't do hunting and fishing. So I married into a girl. I married a girl that was brought up hunting. And they were able to show me a lot. And I was able to go on the YouTube and watch different people like Real Tree and Michael Waddell. And it's just something about being in the outdoors hunting and fishing. It's I've done a lot of the law enforcement, and that adrenaline rush, going tracking somebody with a canine or something like that. I get the same rush in the woods, after deer, turkey, or something like that. It's just it's an unbelievable feeling.
Hold on, someone's saying Roberson saying need them crawfish to pre-spawn.
Oh yeah.
Why is that?
Because a crawfish bowl. I mean, come on now.
Micah, we got another question. Sheila Willis says, is antlers scoring the same across the world?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yep. So all that should be the same when you're doing points. Of course, we have whitetail bucks here in this area, Alabama, Illinois, Kentucky, but like when you go down to Canada, you get moose and all that stuff. That's one thing that I really want to do is go moose hunting.
Have you ever seen a moose in person?
I haven't. No.
I've seen them several times. It's like a Toyota Camry with legs walking by you. They are massive.
I believe it. That'd be awesome.
Jenna says you need to go to Saskatchewan. Let me say how she says it. Saskatchewan. Lots of moose there.
Well, hook me up a trip and I'll be ready to go.
Mike, I really appreciate you guys. When can people find TrueX?
So Truex, we're available on NGBN, and you can download it on a Roku, Amazon Fire, and of course you're watching me now, so I'm sure you're on one of those. And it's going to be on iOS soon, so I'm ready for iOS to pop off. But you can also find us on Instagram, Micah McCreary _ and also Truex Outdoors, and Facebook and YouTube, Truex Outdoors.
Fantastic, Mike. I appreciate you coming on. We'll let you go. Remember, if you guys want to come on and talk to me about anything, you can just go to ngbn.tv, click on the Rubio method, click on the yellow sweatshirt, boom, they're going to talk to you in the back, and then we're going to get you on there. Charles Schultz just said he was on a tour bus, and a moose walked by, and it was eye to eye with him. Yeah, if you've never seen a moose in person, number one, very odd-looking animal because their chest and butt and their entire torso is massive, massive. And their legs are very, very thin, and they're tall. Like the bottom of them, I swear to God, the belly of it could start at like 5 feet tall. And so they are just massive. And where I live in Idaho, I had one kind of walk by me at one point, and they're not scared because you can only, if you draw a tag for a moose, you can only get one per lifetime. So they're not heavily hunted. So they're not really afraid of everything, but it was absolutely insane. Next thing I want to talk about, last thing. Okay, we have whitetail here as well. I can call in a moose. What do you mean you can call in a moose on the phone? Can't count how many I've seen in my bro, and there's a law and an outfitter. Sheila, how the hell do you call in a moose? Do you do like a moose call? You have like a megaphone, or you just say a moose, moose? I got to know that. Come up, Michael. You're invited 2 hours north of Edmonton. I need a map of Canada, Jenna. You need to give me a map so I can see where everyone is, because unless it's Vancouver, I kind of don't know. I don't know where everything is. The last story I want to talk about the Super Bowl was the most weird story I had. It was our final day. We were coming on the last, I swear to God, it was the last 10 minutes of broadcasting. We were winding down. We were all pretty much beat up, ready to just close it out. And we had talked to someone named JuJu Gotti. JuJu Gotti is a rapper, and he's also a co-host of the Dan Le Batard Show. And he's got his flashy jacket. He's very social media aware. He's all over the place. He is not someone that I knew about at all, but completely, basically changed my life within 10 minutes. So I met him, introduced myself. He was a nice guy. We saw him. We're like, hey, if you have a chance, come over to our booth, blah, blah, blah. How you going to find us? Look for the yellow sweatshirt, dude. You can't miss us. So we're wrapping up the show. It's about 10 minutes left to we're just wrapping up, thanking our sponsors, doing all this stuff. And all of a sudden, out of my eye, I had Jodas and AC next to me. I see JuJu Gotti's jacket. Jenna, can you post JuJu Gotti in his jacket? Okay. Obviously, he's standing next to me. And he's got tattoos all over his face, his neck, blah, blah, blah. And he's got that grimacing look where you've got my big, ridiculous smile. And then you got JuJu Gotti right there, all stirred and stoic and just tough. And it was our first time introducing him. But when you talk to him, super nice, super soft, super passive, almost like talking to AC, very gentle voice, gentle and soothing, and just brings you in. It's like a voice of a hug. And so he's walking by, I point to Ian, I go, Gotti's right there. Ian grabs him, boom, boom, boom. He comes on live with us. And I had nothing about this guy, just that he works for the Dan Le Batard Show, and he's a co-host and a rapper. So I'm okay, whatever. So Jodas starts talking to him, and this guy opens up about his life and how he got on the Dan Le Batard Show. And we did not tell him what to talk about. But this guy basically created commercials for us without even realizing he knew he was creating commercials. And I was expecting him to just talk about hip hop, whatever, because you look and you're judging a book by its cover. No matter how much you don't want to, you always do it. And you always look at me. I remember when I was teaching, people would always say, they'd come into my class because they were doing parent conferences and say, oh, you're my son's PE teacher? No, I'm actually the history and English teacher. Oh, okay. And so you look at JuJu Gotti, tats all over his face, big braids, dreadlocks timed up to here. If you let it go, probably bound past his butt. And then he just starts spitting truth. Jenna, can you play that first clip that I sent you, please?
Teach the kids early, man. Teach the kids patience. Teach kids resolve. Teach kids what to do with your anger, because some kids have single parent homes. Some people, it's a whole bunch of options and obstacles set up against certain kids that certain kids don't have to go through. So let's teach them better, man, and show that love early so they can grow up with it.
My man, all that teaching is gonna lead right to confidence.
Yes, sir.
And that, yeah, you get it. I get it.
He preaching today, baby.
And he starts with, okay, talking about kids. We're like, where's he going with this? And then he just started, instead of teaching them, he's even said, he goes, Christopher Columbus in trigonometry in third grade. And I go, who the hell's learning trigonometry in the third grade? God, where'd you go to school? NASA? And he said, wow, he just spitting out like, let's start with the kids. Let's start teaching them patience to do this. And then it builds the confidence. And we're looking around going, wow, this is unbelievable. I had no idea that it was going to go this way. And he taught me so much. And it was one of those that was just overwhelming. I hate to bring it back to food, but it was like having the best meal of your life when you expected just a grilled cheese sandwich. And then it's like, oh my gosh, this grilled cheese, it's unbelievable. Or like just hugging some dude that plays soccer in Mexico and smelling the best musk you've ever smelled. And then you had another clip. Jenna, can you play the second clip for me?
Right, and the camaraderie. It's like us men, bro, we so cool, we so dang tough. We ain't gonna never admit to each other, man, I'm having a bad day, bro. I'm sad right now, bro. And you know what I mean? Our egos have taken over the world for some reason, and we're no longer like authentic with each other. And I think we should just learn to be that as men. Let's tell each other, let's hug as men, bro, because we got each other's backs. It ain't no, I doubt that if you tell your brother, bro, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, man, ain't gonna look at you bad, bro. He gonna try his best to help you, man. So I think being more vulnerable as brothers, I think that'll take us further in the future.
And that you saw right when he started talking about camaraderie, I'd point to AC and a boom like that, because AC had been saying the word camaraderie all day, because over and over, every interview we talked about, people said the word camaraderie nonstop. Hey, camaraderie, camaraderie, camaraderie. And then they were talking about isolation. Don't be isolated. We'll get Roberson in about 1 minute, Jenna. Okay. Or in Sub 60 Ed and all those guys. But it was one of those things that the camaraderie, and this guy is just spitting truth. And we didn't tell him like, hey man, here, we want you to talk about this. He just started going. And it was absolutely phenomenal. And we just looking at each other. Jenna, can you play the third clip for me now?
How do we spread that message? How do we continue to do that, making sure it's a tidal wave of words going out to men?
Right. I think it starts with us. Yeah. We got to be the change and just affect it out. You see how COVID-19 spread around the world. We got to spread the love one person at a time. Terrible example. I don't know why that
we get it.
But, you know what I mean? But yeah, bro.
Virus of positivity coming your way, baby.
Pandemic
positivity. Destroy the stigma. Destroy the stigma one brother at a time.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. With that, I think the love is spread around, man. Get it on these young kids, especially because.
And that was the great one right there, where he's just like, remove the stigma. That was AC said as well. It's like, it's okay to talk to someone and say, dude, I need a hug. You go to me, I'll give you a hug, even if your musk is not as good as Jonathan Levine's, which is impossible, or you just need a hug. Okay. I remember I was telling you guys a story a couple of weeks back where I was out having some drinks with some friends, and some older vet comes up to me. My friends went to go get some, and he put his hand on my arm, and I was like, it's like a 75-year-old guy. And he just looks at me and goes, are you okay? And I wasn't crying or anything. I was just sitting there, and he goes, yeah. He goes, I'm just checking in on you. Just want to see if you're okay. And it was weird, but in like such a great way. And that was someone I didn't even know. So dudes, it's okay to talk to someone else. And if they're like, I'm not talking to you, that's sissy stuff. Okay, cut them, trim the bush, get out. You're done. You're no longer in my circle of trust. You're not someone that I want to associate with anymore. And so that's what I wanted to talk about, just how what we're doing is an epidemic. He talked about the Rona and all that stuff. We need to be speaking out over and over and over and over again. And if you don't find someone that you can speak to, talk to me. Rubio at therubiomethod.com, NGBN.TV. There's 50 shows on the channel right now. I guarantee we'd all love to talk to you. So Rubio at therubiomethod.com. Jenna, bring Roberson if you can. Where's Roberson? Roberson. I always forget his name. I can't say it properly. Well, until he gets here, I'll keep talking. So I would have bet $1 million at that moment that he was not going to be that interview. And like I said, just don't judge a book by its cover, because it was one of those things that it was so, and there was big time athletes. And I would have taken that interview 10 times over the other ones. And the other ones were not terrible interviews. They were great. I loved talking to Big O, Mac Hollins, Killebrew, all those guys, Lee Steinberg, Nate Boyer, but even Anthony Munoz was great, even though he went to USC. But the one with JuJu Gotti is the one that I remember the most. And I think it's the one that hit me the hardest, where I just keep thinking about it over and over and over again about, number one, not judging a book by its cover. Number two, spreading the pandemic in a good way. And the third point that he made of starting with the kids, going right at the kids and telling them, okay, let's do this, let's learn this, let's, that not the average, what's it called? lessons that you would, so to speak, but lessons that you can just keep on going. And you can keep, if you start a kid young with confidence, shout out to my mom, Debsters. She used to always tell me, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Whether it was me in a talent show or me in athletics, because I was, like I've said before, I was the chubby kid growing up, but I was the one who I made all-stars every year because I had the confidence that I didn't realize that I shouldn't be doing certain things. Like, should I play basketball? I don't know. Okay. I think I've told you, for all my new listeners and watchers, the story of when I was a freshman and I made the freshman basketball team. God love me. I was probably 5'11", maybe not that tall, 5'10", and I was about 250, maybe 260. And this is not a good looking 250 or 260. Somehow I made the team. I'm quick on my feet. Shut up for all those that think I'm not quick. And I have good hand-eye coordination. So I made the team, but I was not a mover and a shaker. Okay. A hippo with no legs could beat me in a race. So I make the team and they give me the jersey. And this is back in the, what was it, 1989, when I was a freshman. And so the jerseys were not the nice, like Under Armour gear or Lululemon or Vari, I can't pronounce that name, gear where they have it like that, where it's, you know, just a cloth but it's like a nice cloth. So it was like that old school 80s baseball polyester. And I get this jersey on, and there's fat coming out of places that shouldn't be having fat come out, where it was coming out of my neck. So imagine like a dude in the 70s with chest hair, except for that was just chest fat. And it was coming out of like armpit areas, back. It was all over the place. It was not a good scene. And I look at my mom like, I cannot wear this, number one. Number two, I look disgusting. Number three, I can't breathe. So bless her heart, she gets these scissors. She goes to Michael's or something like that. She cuts it, blah, 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 up the sides. She cuts it up the sides, and the jerseys were blue, but it was a royal blue. Royal blue is a certain type of blue. You know, every school's got a certain type of color. My mom goes to Michael's and she gets pieces of fabric and she puts blue on the side and blue on the other side. So first game, Rubio comes rolling out, and everyone looks and goes, "Oh, Jesus, look at the fat kid," because my jersey was royal blue. And then it was like an offshoot of navy blue on the sides. So you could see like my racing stripes. Yeah, I'll take Roberson, put him on. There's Roberson. You're covering Rubio. Roberson, you're covering me. Now I'm covering you. There we are, Daddy. Do you know who JuJu Gotti is?
I don't. It sounds
but familiar. Yeah, you've heard about him.
JuJu.
Okay. So with all this mental health stuff, you're young. How old are you?
I'm 33.
So 33, you're still a baby in my book. Okay, so you're 33. Do you think that social media is playing a huge role in the onslaught of mental health, where people are trying to live up to certain aspects of their life which are impossible?
Absolutely. I think, just being able to, social media allows you to kind of compare where you're at with other people that are either your age, or, you know what I mean, or who you're around socially. I think there's a lot of that with social media, but as long as you can keep a border within yourself and just kind of keep doing what you're doing, try not to compare to where you're at with other people, should be all right.
Well, and it's one of those things, I think people your age, especially because you guys are a little bit more social media techy than most people, and even younger, this goes down to like junior high or high school, is you have to understand that what people see on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, that's not reality, man. That's definitely not reality. Good looking dog right there. Okay. That's not reality.
No, not at all, man. I think, man, it's real easy to get caught up in that stuff. And like I said, trying to compare who you are with your friends or what they have or what trip they're going on. You know what I mean? It's really easy to get caught up in that. I think it's good to step away from social media after, say, a couple of weeks, just kind of decompress from it, kind of stay off of it, try to kind of engage, I guess you would say, more in real life.
I would agree 1,000%, man. Robertson, did you want to talk about anything, or did you just want to just jump on?
Man, I just kind of wanted to jump on, but also wanted to shout out to, we got some camps coming up. Wanted to throw there. March 3rd, it'll be Dallas, Rubio's Dallas camp. That'll be coming up. I'll be doing a prep session for that on February 25th here in Katy, Texas.
There you go.
Gearing up for that, man. Getting some more guys coming out, man, and just cranking them out, trying to create the new youth of long snappers.
There you go, Robertson. Go take your dog for a walk. Thanks for coming on, my man. I'm going to end the show in about a minute and a half.
Absolutely. Hey, Rubio, thank you for everything you do, man. Really, really awesome to see this thing taking hold.
Keep up the good work, my brother.
Appreciate it.
So, Jenna, back to me now. All right. So I got a minute and a half because I know Ian wants us off at 57 past the hour. Okay. I got a little excited. I had 4 more topics to cover and I didn't get to any of them because I got too involved with JuJu Gotti, which I knew I was going to be, but I needed to be. Okay. I got too excited about VLT, Jonathan Levine's Musk, and Big O being who he was. And the big thing I wanted everyone to talk about this time for my bottom line is just appreciating and support. Okay. Appreciate and support no matter who you are with, what you're doing. So the thing is with Jonathan, we appreciate and support him. With AC, appreciate and support him. And so it's one of those things that last week you had a homework assignment. I'm giving you another homework assignment. I want you to tell someone, I want you to contact someone again through video message or even text message. You can't do the same person you did last time, but I want you to just say, hey, I appreciate this about you and I support this about you. All right. So on that note, you guys did a great job. Make sure you're downloading the app on Roku, Amazon Fire, Google Play. Make sure you keep sharing and subscribing on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and continue to spread the word about NGBN TV and, of course, the Rubio method. I've got 15 seconds left. You guys did a great, great job. Shout out to Jenna, and her name is Chastity in the background. And make sure we're going to start cutting up all the Super Bowl clips. Make sure you check them out. And also shout out to AC and Jodas. And don't forget AC Sports Live tonight and the ride with Chevy and Nasty. And also Sideline Sports is at 5:30. On that note, for episode 52 of the Rubio Method, I'm Rubio.